Hi everyone. Good morning. Sorry guys, I was 2 minutes late today. Yeah. Good morning everyone. Come on, come fast guys. We are going to start eccentric connections today. So which is on bolting and welded eccentrical connections. Good morning guys. Anusha Reddy, good morning. Good morning Sarojini, Srinivas, good morning. John, good morning. Yeah, sure, John. I will convey your wishes to my wife, definitely. Yeah. So how are you guys? So today one of the important topic for any competitive exam which is related to steel sections, and one of the important structural location, so where a member is subjected to multiple forces at the same time, even for the designers, the critical area in the steel structures is eccentrical connections. Okay, so that is a very critical area, so where the structural steel designers will um, put lot of concentration on these eccentrical connections. Okay, so because till now we have solved many problems on direct connections where the two plates are lapped each other, two plates are butted each other. In that, your forces are directly, which is parallel to the member, joint. Okay, so in that the force is directed to its bolted joint or a welded joint. But today we are going to discuss on eccentrical connections where the force is with some eccentrical distance. Okay, it is not direct force, so there will be an eccentrical force additional to the direct force. Okay, so that is how we are going to discuss eccentrical connections today, right? So first, let me start with how you define an eccentrical connections. See, first let me tell you the definition, then after I will tell you applications of these eccentrical connections in the both bolting welding, right? See, eccentrical connection in the sense, see if the force, okay, so let me take the force which is applied, or I mean a force applied which is does not passes through the center of gravity of the joint. When the force does not pass through the center of gravity of the bolted joint. Got it? So any force, so which is not passing through the center of gravity, very important. So till now we have solved many problems where the force is directly passing through the center of gravity of the bolted joint, which is directly. But now when the force is not passing through the center of gravity of the bolted joint, then such joint carries moment in addition. So what happens, there is an additional, right? So additional force, so which is called a moment force. Additional force which is a moment to to axial direct force. Okay, see, when a force does not pass through the center of gravity of the bolted joint, right, then such joint carries additional force which is a momental force plus a, which is a direct additional force. Such types of connections are called eccentrical connections, are called eccentrical connections. Okay, so let me show you one example. Let's take a member like this. Okay, So this is the force. This force should transfer to the center of the section, center of the vertical member, isn't it? Right? Can you tell me what are the forces will act on this member? On this member, there will be a direct axial force, because this force should transfer axially into this vertical member. Along with that, there will be moment, so which is P into E, isn't it? So these are called eccentrical connections. Got it? So this is how we define an eccentrical connections. Yeah. See here, one more I want to let you know. When the load lying in the plane, right? When the load lying in the plane of bolted joint, we have to design the joint taking consideration of direct load as well as eccentrical load. So here, if you want to design this member will carry a direct axial force along with the eccentrical force. So these two should be placed while designing this member. Okay, so this is how eccentrical connections are very important in the steel structural design. So let me tell you some applications where the eccentrical connections comes into picture. So I will tell you, there are number of eccentrical connections takes place in a mechanical point of view, but as per structural steel point of view, the applications will be like this. When beam to beam connection, okay, so beam to beam in the sense major beam to minor beam connection. Okay, so there will be a beam like this and there will be beams like this. Okay, so that is how eccentrical connections are very important in beam to beam connection. Column to beam connection, okay, so column to beam connection, right? And next one, column to bracket connection. Okay, so this is a beam and this is a column. Here one more, column to bracket connection. Okay, so like this, these are the few applications where these eccentrical connections plays a vital role in designing that particular connection. Okay, so this is a beam, column, bracket, column, beam, so which is a major beam, and this you can call it as a joist. Joist is also a beam. Okay, so like this. And one more thing, beam to roof trusses. Okay, so beam to roof trusses, where the joint also will be an eccentrical connections. Okay, so these are the applications of these eccentrical connections where we are going to design the members. Okay, so let me share you the lighting. Yeah, I think now it will be clear. So let me show you again. So here, let me define eccentrical connection again. See, when a member is subjected to force, when the force does not pass through the center of gravity of the bolted joint, such joint carries an additional force, which is a moment, plus a direct additional force. So these two are called an eccentrical connections. Okay, so when a member is carrying an direct additional force along with the moment, So that type of connections are called eccentrical connections. So these are the examples of the eccentric connections: beam to beam connection, major beam to minor beam, or beam to joist, column to beam connection, column to bracket connection, right? So beam to roof trusses connection. So all these kind of connections are under eccentrical. Apart from that, there are lot of eccentrical connections in mechanical equipments like cranes. They are also an eccentrical connections. Okay, in different gantry girders. Okay, some machinery equipments. So like that, the eccentric connections plays a vital role in their own applications. Okay, so now these eccentrical connections, as per our structural steel design, so we are going to do it in two ways. Eccentrical connections are classified into two. One is bolted eccentric connection. The second one is welded eccentric connection. Okay, so one is a bolted eccentric connection, the next one is welded eccentric connection. So again, in bolted eccentric connections, it will be classified into two, and even in the welded eccentric connections, it is classified into two. The first one, in bolted eccentric connections, it was classified like this: bracket connection type 1. Okay, bracket connection type 2. So there are two types of bolted eccentric connections takes place. Okay, so I will show you the models also, how it was classified. Even here also, welded eccentric connections are classified into two things. One is bracket connection type 1 with welding, bracket connection type 2 again in welding. Okay, so this is how bolted eccentric connections are classified into two, and welded eccentric connections are classified into two categories. Okay, so let me show you what are these two categories. For the first one, I will try to draw the pictures here itself by showing the models. Okay, yeah, the first one is, so this is the first bolted eccentrical bracket connection type 1. Here you can see the column, right? A column which is connected to the bracket. So this bracket connection type 1 is talking that bracket which is lying on the plane of the column flange. Okay, so it is lying on the column flange. So let us take your column orientations in a building. See, your column orientations won't be always the same in a building, right? So let me show you the another model where you can differentiate the two column orientations. See, isn't it? So this is one column orientation and this is another column orientation. So in buildings, you can place your I column in this way, and at some orientations maybe your column will change its orientation like this. In both the ways, if you want to connect the bracket, where you have to connect? You have to connect the bracket only at the flange, never to the web. You should not connect your bracket to the web. You always should connect your bracket only to the flange. Why? See, this is what an external connections. Why? Because whatever the load apply here, this load will transfer to this member with some moment. This is called momental moment, isn't it? So force into distance is called moment. In your member, I mean in your section, I section, which will carry moment? Flanges will carry the moment. So that is the reason why your bracket should always connect to the flanges only. Okay, next one. This is one kind of a bracket bracket bolted external connections. So this is the other type. Again, here also the same. if the column orientation is like this, where you have to connect the bracket, you can't connect the bracket to the web. Again, you have to connect bracket to the flange only, like this. So here, load, distance. Okay, this load is transferring to the column with some eccentricity. So that's why you are connecting this bracket to the flange only, right? This is the other way of connecting bracket to your column, right? So this is how the two methods are very, very important in bolted eccentrical connections. Okay, right? So let me show you how to design this extended connection type 1 and extended connection type 2. Okay, one by one. So it's all based on the column orientation. Okay, so if you want to connect bracket when the column is like this, you have to connect in this way, right? If you want to connect bracket to the column when the column is oriented in this, so you have to connect like this. Okay, so this is how the eccentrical bolted bracket connections are classified. Okay, understood, right? You can see this is how. In the same way, even for welding also it will be the same. So let me show you even for the welding. So this is for welding bracket connection type 1 and this is a welding for bracket connection type 2. See where the welding was done. So welding was done on its circumference of the bracket plate, right? So this is type 1. So this is type 2. Instead of bolting, they did welding to the bracket. What type of bracket it is? So this is a plate or it may be a T bracket. So this T, flange and flange was connected with the help of a welding. Okay, on both sides. So this is how welded eccentrical bracket connections are classified into again two categories. Okay, so this is what we are going to solve. Give the design procedure for these eccentrical connections. Okay, so let me start with the eccentrical bolted bracket connections type 1 and type 2. Then we can go to the welded eccentrical connections. Okay, then. So now let me start with the first one. Eccentric bolted bracket connection type 1. See, in this type 1, your bracket is connected on the face of the flange. Okay, not from the edge of the flange. It is on the face of the flange. Okay, right. So let me draw the diagrams how they're gonna look. So I will keep the model here. You can look at the model also while drawing. Okay, so what I am going to draw. Yeah, I will try to draw the three sections over here because they are three views over here because they are very important to understand the problem easily. So this is your column flange. So where the web is not visible. Okay, and on surface of the flange your bracket was connected like this. Okay, with some bolts like this. Okay, and you can see the load. So this is the load point and this load will transfer to the column flange from its CG point, right? So load is not directly passing, load is passing through some eccentricity, isn't it? So this is called eccentrical distance. Okay, right. So now there is another important point here. This is called bolt, center of the bolt group. So there are 6 bolts which is making this connection, isn't it? So the column which is connected to the bracket with the help of 6 bolts over here. So what is this center? This center is called center of bolt group. Okay, so the load will transfer from the bolt to the column flange from this center only. Okay, this is called the center of the bolt group, right? So this is elevation. Okay, so let me draw the side view also, how the side view looks like. So side view ఎలా ఉంటుందమ్మా? So this is the side view. See, views are very important for the better understanding the concepts. So you can see the flange, right? Okay, and you can see only the plate, I mean bracket plate here, okay, which is connected with bolts like this. Isn't it? So this is the side view. All right, so what about top view? How it looks like? Top view ఎలా కనిపిస్తుందమ్మా? So let me draw the top view. So you can see the column section like this. So I am taking here as a hot rolled section, right? So on top of this, so there is a bracket which is connected from here, right? So where the bolts are connected here, isn't it? So this is top view and this is the load point. Yeah, see how the three views are placed. So this is the first model, eccentric bolted bracket connection, elevation. It looks like this, side view and top view. Okay, so now let me tell you how to design this bolt now. So now earlier, what are the bolts you designed? You designed bolts only based on the direct forces. Okay, so direct tensile force, direct shear force, direct bearing force and direct compression force. But here it's an eccentrical load. On this eccentrical load, your bolt won't be subjected to only one load. Your bolt will be subjected to multiple loads. ఆ లోడ్స్ ఏంటి అనేది మనం చూద్దాం. ఓకే, నౌ the designing of the bolts will takes place based on the forces acting on the bolt. So let me start with the first one. Okay, yeah, let me draw the picture again. So this is your bracket, isn't it? Okay, so here is your force and here is the eccentrical distance. Bolts are placed like this. Okay, like this. So this is the centroid of the bolt group. Okay, so for this what I am going to do, so now let's see how the bolts are going to be subjected. Here let me take the bolt here. So can you tell me what are the forces acting on the bolt? There will be one force which is directly acting on the bolt and there will be another force which is acting on the bolt in the form of torque. So this is a direct force and this is a torque. So torque is nothing but moment. Okay, momental force. So one is a direct force, other one is a torque. Why? Because one force which should always pass through the pass through the bolt, which makes bolt under direct shear. The other force which makes your bolt to rotate. ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఫోర్స్ చూడండి, ఈ ఫోర్స్ ఏం చేస్తుంది, బోల్ట్ని ఇలా రొటేట్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఫోర్స్ విచ్ మేక్స్ యువర్ బోల్ట్ రొటేట్, విచ్ ఈస్ కాలింగ్ యాజ్ ఎ టార్క్. Why? Because the force which is acting on the surface of the bolt, right? So when the bolt is carrying one direct force and the other one is torque, so all bolts will carry the force and it will pass through the centroid of the bolt group. Okay, so from here only all forces will, each bolt force will pass through its center, and from the center only it will transfers to the column flange. Okay, so that is how the forces will be transferred. So now let me show you how the forces are calculated. Calculation of forces on bolts. The first one, F1. What is F1? F1 is a direct force. Okay, direct force F1. How to calculate direct force? Direct force is nothing but load by number of bolts. How many bolts we have? Here I am having 10 bolts. So force is the total force. This force will transfer directly to the column, and the other force will be an eccentrical force. Okay, P by N. P by N stands for, P is the direct force and N is the N number of bolts. So by that I can get the direct force which is acting on each bolt. Okay, so next one. So what is the next force? Torque force. How to calculate force? Torque one, force in any bolt. So this is the first one. P is the total load, N is the N number of bolts, where you are going to get the direct force which is acting on the bolt. The next one, force in any bolt due to the torque, isn't it? Due to the torque is directly proportional to its distance from the center of rotation. From the center of rotation or center of connection. So which is the center of connection? So here the center of connection is this. So this is the center of connection or centroid of the bolt group. Edana anachu. Avuna? So let me zoom it and draw it again here. This is how it was. Okay. So where is the center? So this is the center. This is the centroid of the connection, isn't it? So every bolt will have a radial distance from the centroid of the bolt group to transfer the load to the center of connection, isn't it? So ఇప్పుడు ఈ bolt మీద load act అవుతుంది, right? One is the direct load, which is P by N, we can able to calculate. What is the second one? Second one is the torque. How this torque is going to apply on the bolt? The force in any bolt due to torque is directly proportional to the radial distance, isn't it? So the torque force which is acting on this bolt is depends on what? Depends on this distance. This distance is called R. So R stands for what? Radial distance. Like this, every bolt will have a radial distance. Avuna? Every bolt will have a radial distance like this. So the torque force will transfer from bolt to center of the bolt group with some radial distance only. Okay, this is how the load will transfer to the center of the bolt group. R, 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 R. Every bolt will have a radial distances. But if you see here in joint, these four corner bolts will have same radial distance. These four bolts will have a same radial distance, and these two bolts will have a same radial distance. Let me tell, R1 is the same radial distance of the far bolts. R2 is the radial distance of the next bolt, and R3 is the radial distance of the next bolts. Okay, so now can you tell me, if I design the bolt which is having the farthest distance from the center of the bolt group will have the maximum torque, isn't it? So let me take this bolt which is having the maximum radial distance. When the maximum radial distance is calculated, this bolt is going to have the maximum torque. If I design this bolt under the maximum torque, the rest of bolts will be safe. So that is the reason why I am going to take this bolt which is going to be subjected to twisting. Okay. So this is how I am going to calculate the second force. So by that, here I need to understand the concept. Force in any bolt due to torque is directly proportional to distance. What distance? Radial distance. Okay. So let me write like this. The F2 force, which is a torque force, is directly proportional to radial distance. Alright. And by that, F2 is equal to some constant into R. Right. And what is constant? K can be written as F2 by R. Right, sir? Right? So here you need to understand the force, torque force is always depends on the radial distance. Right? So this radial distance may be the maximum radial distance where the bolt will have the maximum torque. Okay? So when I apply the force like this, right? So out of these bolts, which bolt will have the maximum twisting? The end bolt, far bolts will have the maximum twisting than bolts which are in between. Okay. So all these bolts will transfer the load to the center of the bolted connection. From this center only, the force will transfer to the column flange. Okay. So that is what the torque force which we are calculating now. Understood? Right. So K is some constant is equal to F2 by R. Therefore, the torque about the center of rotation of the bolt group. Okay, the torque about the center of rotation of the bolt group. Torque is equal to F2 into R. Avuna? What is torque, moment, distance, force into distance, isn't it? So torque about the center of rotation of bolt group is equal to F2 into R. And what is F2? F2 can be written as K into R. Why? Because F2 is equal to K into R into R. K into R square. Okay. So this is the torque which is acting on one bolt to the center of the bolt group. So what about the total resisting torque? Can you tell me? Total resisting torque entamma? Total resisting torque in the sense it is not depends on one bolt. Here how many bolts you have? You are having n number of bolts which is resisting the whole force. Whole eccentrical force ni resist chestunnadi anni bolts anamata. So what is the total resisting torque? Total resisting torque will be the summation of K into R square. K into R square is only of one bolt which is transferring the torque to the center of the bolt group. But what is the total resisting torque? Total resisting torque will be the summation of the all bolts. Summation of K into R square. Summation of what is K? K can be written as F2 by R. Okay. Or you can take K out. What is K? F2 by R into summation of R square. Isn't it? So this is what? This is the total resisting torque. Okay. So the total resisting torque deni resist cheyalamma? This total resisting torque should resist what? Should resist the applied force. Applied force and the applied momental force and the P into E. P into E ni resist chesetattu E torque of the total bolt group undalanamata. Right? So now I will show you the diagram and I will explain you now clearly. Okay. See. So this is your eccentrical distance, right? So where the force is acting like this. So this is moment. Avuna? Mari resisting torque ela undali? Resisting torque should be something like this from the bolt group. Okay, this is moment and this is resisting torque. This resisting torque will be from the bolt group only. ఎక్కడి నుంచి? ఈ సెంటర్ నుంచి. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈజ్ ద రెసిస్టింగ్ టార్క్. ఓకే, ఫ్రమ్ ద బోల్ట్. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద అప్లైడ్ మూమెంట్. ఈ అప్లైడ్ మూమెంట్ని ఈ బోల్ట్ అనేది రెసిస్ట్ చేయాలి, అవునా? రైట్. నౌ లెట్ మీ రైట్ ద then only your joint will be equilibrium, isn't it? So what is your applied moment? Applied moment should be equal to resistance. Then only your member will be equilibrium. This is the applied moment and this is the resisting torque by the each bolt. Resisting torque by bolt group. Okay, right. So now let me write this. What is moment? P into E is equal to, what is your resisting? F2 by R summation of R square, isn't it? Right? And then what is F2? F2 is equal to P into E into R by summation of R square. So this is the force which is acting on bolt due to torque. So what is the first force? First force is the direct force which is total load by n number of bolts. What is the second force? This is the torque force which is due to the moment. ఈ విధంగా మనం derive చేస్తాం. What is P? P is the load. What is E? E is the eccentrical distance which is called a moment into R. R is what? Radial distance of one bolt by summation of R square, radial distance of all bolts. Okay, that is how the F2 can be calculated. Now instead of taking just R, I am going to take R maximum. Why R maximum? If I try to calculate the far bolt, ఈ లాంగ్ డిస్టెన్స్లో ఉన్న బోల్ట్ యొక్క టార్క్ ఫోర్స్ నేను క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేశాను అనుకోండి, ద రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద బోల్ట్స్ టార్క్ ఫోర్స్ విల్ బి ఆటోమేటికల్లీ బి అండర్ సేఫ్. వై? బికాస్ దిస్ ఈస్ ద లాస్ట్ బోల్ట్ విచ్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ మ్యాక్సిమం రేడియల్ డిస్టెన్స్, అవునా? isn't it? Maximum radial distance ఆ బోల్ట్కే ఉంటుంది, right? So that's how I can rewrite this formula as force F2 is maximum. When it is going to maximum? When distance R is maximum, isn't it? When your F2 force is maximum, when the distance R is maximum, then only your F2 is going to be maximum. Let the distance of the extreme bolt be R max. Okay, the extreme bolt be R max. Then the formula can be rewrite as F2 is equal to P into E into R max by summation of R square. So this is the torque force and the F1 is the applied force. Okay, so now what is the resultant force? Why? Because your bolt is not subjected to only one force. Your bolt, every individual bolt is subjected to, one is a direct force, other one is a torque force. So by that you have to calculate the combined force, nothing but resultant force. So what is the resultant force formula? Resultant force is equal to root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. What is this theta? Theta is nothing but the distance of this maximum resultant, maximum radial distance which making an angle of theta. This is theta. Understood? So this is what theta. Theta is nothing but distance from the axis of rotation to the maximum radial distance. So that angle is called theta. So this theta is to be calculated. Then only you can able to calculate the resultant force. See how to check the resultant force of the bolt, whether it is safe under its strength or not. So first what you have to do, you have to calculate the direct force which is acting on the bolt. Second, you have to calculate the torque force which is acting on the bolt. and calculate the combined resultant force, and this resultant force should always be less than what? Strength of bolt under shear. Why shear? Why? Because your bolt will be subjected to shear when your force, when where the bolt is having the maximum strength. Okay, so your bolt is like this. ఇప్పుడు ఇది అప్లైడ్ రిజల్టెంట్ ఫోర్స్. ఈ రిజల్టెంట్ ఫోర్స్ కన్నా మీ బోల్ట్కి ఏం ఎక్కువ ఉండాలి? యువర్ బోల్ట్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ ఏ స్ట్రెంగ్త్. వాట్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ దిస్ బోల్ట్ షుడ్ హ్యావ్? This bolt should have a maximum shear strength to sustain the resultant force. Okay, what is the shear strength formula? Which is VDSB is equal to FUB by root 3 of NN into ANB plus NS into ASB. So దీనికన్నా ఈ resultant force తక్కువ ఉండాలి, then only it is safe. Okay, so this is how you need to calculate the eccentrical connections of a bolt which is less than or equal to na parledu. Okay, so which is a bolted bracket eccentrical connection. Understood? So this is how your bolt is safe under both forces. One is the direct force, other one is an eccentrical force, which is called as a torque converter. So like this we have to check your bolt for combination of the forces అని కూడా అంటారు దీన్ని. Right? Clear? Understood? So this is the concept. Just instead of writing directly the formula, just I derived and I wrote this. Okay, so what is the F1 force? F1 force is nothing but direct force which you can calculate from load by number of bolts. Why? Because this force will transfer directly to the bolt. The second one is the torque force, which is F2, right? So which is F2. F2 can be written like this: P into E into R max by summation of R square. Okay, so this is the resultant force, and this resultant force should always be less than the strength of the bolt under shear. Then your joint will be safe. Then your eccentrical joint will be safe. Okay, so this is what an eccentrical connections. Clear? అర్థమైందా అందరికి? So now what I do is I will show you one example how to calculate F1 and F2 of one particular example. Okay, then you can do the rest of things anamata. Okay, so let me do one small example over here. Okay, example చేద్దాం. Example. Okay, so now let me take okay like this. How many bolts? Let me join with 5 bolts like this. Okay, the distance of each bolt is 60, so which is nothing but a pitch distance. Okay, and this is the centroid of the column section. Okay, so this is the centroid of the bolt group. Let me take this distance as 30. Clear? Okay, okay, chinna example amma. So now let me tell you how to calculate the F1 F2 force. So if you know how to calculate the force, then you can able to do rest of things anamata. So this is eccentrical distance and this is P. I will take P as 100, eccentrical distance as 100. Okay, right. So now can you tell me what is F1 force? F1 is equal to P by N. What is P? 100. What is N? N means number of bolts. How many bolts you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is not a bolt. This is center of the bolt group. Okay, how many bolts you have? 10. And what is the what is the force acting on each bolt due to direct? 10 kilonewton. So which is the direct force? F1. Okay, right. So next let me calculate F2. What is F2 formula amma? P into E into R square by summation of r square. Avuna? So let me keep this as like this and calculate p ante telusu. P is nothing but load, E is nothing but eccentrical distance. R square chuddam first. R square, right? What is R square? R square is nothing but, sorry, not R square, R kada, sorry, R maximum, sorry ma, wrong. P into E into R by summation of R square. Okay, first let me calculate what is R max. Right, what is R max? దేనికి maximum radial distance ఉందమ్మా? ఈ కార్నర్ బోల్ట్స్ కి maximum radial distance ఉంది, అవునా? Right, so let me draw here the bolts which are having the maximum radial distance. దీనికి maximum radial distance ఉంది, అవునా? Right, clear? Right, and this bolt is having the maximum radial distance, this bolt is having maximum radial distance, this is having maximum radial distance. Can you tell me what is the vertical height of this maximum radial distance? Entama? 60, 60, 120. What is horizontal distance? 30. Okay, you know horizontal distance as 30, you know the vertical distance as 120. Can you calculate R max? Entadi? Which is Pythagoras theorem. R max is equal to root of 120 square plus 30 square, isn't it? So this is how you are going to calculate the R maximum value of the bolt which is at the far distance from the center of the bolt group. Okay, this is CG, center of the bolt group, right? Okay, this is R max. Now I need to calculate summation of R square. First let me calculate R square, then we can able to calculate summation of. ఇక్కడ చూడమ్మా, R అంటే ఏంటి? రూట్ ఆఫ్. స్క్వేర్ అంటే ఏంటి? రూట్ స్క్వేర్ రెండు క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతాయి. ఓకే, సో సమ్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ R square is equal to, what is summation of R square? Summation of R square is nothing but radial distances of all bolts. Fine, radial distance of all bolts. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, 4 bolts which are having the same radial distance, right, which can be written as 4 into 120 square plus 30 square. Okay, plus ఇంకా ఇంకో 4 bolts ఉన్నాయి. ఏంటా ఇంకో 4 bolts? ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి. Is the center of the bolt group. What is this radial distance? What is this distance, Amma? 60, 30, isn't it? So this is one part and this is other part. How many bolts you have? You are having 4 bolts which are having the same radial distance. Avuna? Idi R, right? 4 into 60 square plus 30 square plus ఇంకెన్ని బోల్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి? టోటల్ మనకి 10 బోల్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. 10 లో 4 బోల్ట్స్ which are having the same radial distance which is 30 square plus 120 square, and other 4 bolts which are having the same radial distance which is, ఇంకా 2 bolts ఉన్నాయి. What are the 2 bolts? ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి, and this is CG. Okay, what is this distance? 30, 30. 2 into 30 square. That's it. నేను రూట్ రాయట్లేదు ఎందుకు? దిస్ రూట్ అండ్ స్క్వేర్ విల్ గెట్ క్యాన్సిల్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈస్ హౌ యూ క్యాన్ ఏబుల్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద రేడియల్ డిస్టెన్స్. అర్థమవుతుందా? క్లియర్? I think this example will definitely shows you how to calculate force F1 and force F2. వేర్ చాలా క్లియర్గా ఉందమ్మా. చూడండి, F1 is the direct force, force load by number of bolts. F2 is the torque force. Torque force అన్న ట్విస్టింగ్ ఫోర్స్ అనొచ్చు. Twisting force is equal to P into E into R max by summation of R square. how to calculate R max? R max to be calculated from the maximum radial distance. The maximum radial distance is only there for 4 bolts which are having the same distance. Root of 120 ఎందుకు రాసాను 120 because center నుంచి ఇక్కడ last bolt ఇక్కడ distance vertical distance 120, horizontal distance 30. So that's why it is 120 square plus 30 square, which is R max. Summation of R square means radial distances of all bolts. How many bolts you are having? Total 10 bolts. 4 which is having the same radial distance, 4 which is having the same radial distance of 60 square plus 30 square, and 2 which is having the same radial distance of 30 square. దీనికి vertical distance లేదు, అందువల్ల this is the third one. Okay, so like this is how you need to calculate the summation of R square. So by calculating F1 and F2, you need to calculate the resultant force, which is root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 cos theta. So tell me how to calculate cos theta. Cos theta you need to calculate, isn't it? Then how to calculate cos theta, ma? So what is the angle here? A angle తీసుకోవాలి, the angle which should be the maximum radial distance angle, right? This is center out of the bolt group. This angle. Okay, so this angle I need to calculate, isn't it? Then how to calculate angle there? Angle ఎలా calculate చేస్తామమ్మా? So that angle can be calculated like this, which is the vertical distance. What is the vertical distance? 60. What is hypotenuse? What is the hypotenuse value? Root of 120 square plus sorry ఇది 30 కదా, ఇది 30, ఇది 120, 120 plus 30 square, అవునా? So 120 plus 30 square is nothing but the maximum radial distance. This is 120, which is 60 plus 60, and this is 30, isn't it? Antena? So this is how you need to calculate the angle of the member. So cos theta is equal to, so 60 is the horizontal distance, 30 is the horizontal distance, and which is the root value is 30 square plus 120 square, isn't it? So now what is cos theta? 30 by root of 120 square plus 30 square. So which can be calculated here, right? ఈ యాంగిల్ ఇలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం. 30 is this distance, 120 is this, and the hypotenuse value is 120 plus 30 square, and from this you can calculate the theta angle. You can substitute theta over here, you will get the maximum resultant force. This maximum resultant force should be less than strength of the bolt. So strength of the bolt ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలో మీ అందరికీ తెలుసు. You need to calculate the strength of the bolt in terms of shear. Okay, so this is the best example where you can able to calculate. Clear? Right? So now shall I move on to the second model? Second model ku move avamantara? So which is the second of the bolted eccentrical connection, type 2. Clear? Andarku ardhamainda with the example how to calculate F1 and how to calculate F2? ఇలాగ మీకు ఎన్ని bolts ఉన్నా మీరు calculate చేయొచ్చు. Okay, the only thing is you should know what is the maximum radial distance, and you should know the summation of all bolts radial distances. Clear? Right, amma? So if you tell yes, then I will go to the second model, second bolted bracket eccentrical connection, type 2. యాంగిల్ దేని నుంచైనా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, సో యాంగిల్ షుడ్ బి ఆల్వేస్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ టు ద మ్యాక్సిమం రేడియల్ డిస్టెన్స్కే క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలన్నమాట, మ్యాక్సిమం. ఓకే, క్లియరా అందరికీ? Please respond now. If you respond, then I will move on to the second model. Vishwanath, Sumant, Kannan, Mohammed, Mahi. So please respond, guys. Clear? Can I move on to the second one? Second eccentrical connections. Okay, right. So let me start with the second model of eccentric connection, which is bracket type 2. Eccentric bolted bracket connection type 2. Okay, so what is that type 2? Type 2 is like this. So this is the other way of column orientation. When the column is like this, you have to connect the bracket from the face of the column flange. Okay, from the face of the column flange. ఇందాక మీరు కనెక్ట్ చేసింది ఏంటి? On the surface of the column flange. Column flange surface మీద నుంచి bracket plate connect చేసాం. So this is the next model where you are connecting from the face. Okay, from the end of the column flange. So ఇలా కూడా చెప్పొచ్చు, from the face of the column flange, from the end of the column flange. Okay, so this is the next model. So let me draw the diagram of that. How to draw the elevation, okay, side view and top view. Column is like this. Okay, so you have to connect the bracket here, right? So you want to connect the bracket, so which is the T bracket, because if you want to make a bolting, your bracket should be something like a T bracket, right? So here it should not to be any T bracket. So bracket can be a plate like this. Plate only can be connected to the column flange. So if you want to connect an external connections with the bracket from the end of the column, your bracket should be a T bracket. Appude you can connect bolts on both sides of the bracket web, right? So ee web ki it side connect chestam, it side connect chestam. This is how you are going to connect your bracket to the column flange. Okay, so let me draw. So as it is a T bracket, you can see the flange of the T bracket also, right? So where are the bolts are connected? Bolts are connected here. Clear? Right. And the force will be here, and this is the eccentrical distance. So this load should transfer to the column flange with some eccentricity, right? Next, so see the top view. Top view ela kanipistundamma? This is the top view. Right, and you can see a bracket which is covering the whole section and only this one. Ekkada connect chesam? We are connecting here and here. So by that you can see bolts in a single one vertical row. Okay, line lone untai. So bolts which are connected in a single vertical row. This is the top view, right? Right, so this is the top view, and let me draw the side view. So what is the side view? This is the side view. So you can see the flange, right? There will be a web in center, so which is not visible, right? And there is a bracket where I can see the flange here and the web as well. So this is the side view. So you can see the column flange, you can see the T bracket flange, and you can see the web. Web is at center here, right? And the bolts are located here. Understood? So this is how you are supposed to draw the three sections like this, right? So this is the elevation. top view and side view. Clear? So this is what the eccentrical bolted connection. Yeah. So now let me tell you how the bolt is going to fail. So in the first model, your bolt is subjected to direct force and the other one is twisting force, isn't it? Right? So now in this bracket connection type 2, your bolt is subjected to how many forces? Here, bolt is subjected to two forces. One is direct shear force. The second one is tensile force. Which tensile force? Bending tensile force. Okay. ఈ రెండు forces act అవుతాయి. So now you have to calculate the direct shear force, which is V, and the direct tensile force, which is T. So now, so where your bracket is subjected to direct shear force, you have to design your bolt under shear strength. So calculate the tensile force and design your bolt for tensile strength. Your tensile strength should be greater than tensile force, and your shear strength should be greater than shear force. Okay, and combined together, your member should safe under combined forces of the formula V. What is the formula? V DSB, I mean the combined shear force, shear and tension formula undi kada. In the connections we already seen the formulas, right? So what is the combined formula, amma? V DSB by Vn. Yeah. So V by Vs whole square plus T by, I mean TD whole square should always be less than or equal to 1. So this is what we have to design. Clear? అర్థమవుతుందా? ఈ బోల్ట్, ఈ ఎక్సెంట్రికల్ బోల్టెడ్ బ్రాకెట్ కనెక్షన్ టైప్ 2లో what I need to understand here, each bolt is subjected to one is, once show the members both. Which members you want? Tirupati, what members you want? So these members, the members both. Yeah. So this is the one model and this is the other model. So these are the top views. So this column connected to bracket, column connected to bracket. So both will looks like this. Column connected to bracket from the face of the column flange. Column connected to bracket from the end of the column flange. Okay. And if you want the side views will be like this. Right? Okay, Tirupati? Tirupati Manideep. Fine? Right. Okay, see in this second bolted bracket connection, so I understood that bolt is subjected to two forces. One is direct shear force, other one is tensile force, where this bolt should have a shear strength more than the shear force and tensile strength more than the tensile force. Then I have to check the both combined shear and tension, where it should satisfy less than or equal to 1. Then it is gonna safe. అప్పుడే ఇది సేఫ్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ ఏంటి, ఐ నో హౌ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ విడి, ద డిజైన్ షియర్ స్ట్రెంత్ ఫార్ములా ఐ నో, ద డిజైన్ టెన్సైల్ స్ట్రెంత్ ఆఫ్ ద బోల్ట్ ఐ నో. నౌ ఐ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద షియర్ ఫోర్స్ యాక్టింగ్ ఆన్ ఈచ్ బోల్ట్ అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద టెన్సైల్ ఫోర్స్ యాక్టింగ్ ఆన్ ఈచ్ బోల్ట్. సో దీస్ టూ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ కండిషన్స్. ఓకే, ఇవి ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తారో నౌ ఐ విల్ షో యూ. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ and this is important. Now I will show you how to calculate the shear force and how to calculate the tensile force. Right? Okay. So in the different paper I will try to explain. So now let's start with the shear force. So shear force endama, shear force. So shear force is only direct force. Ippudu chudandi. Yeah. So this is the model. Avuna? So when this bracket is subjected to force here, when it is subjected to an eccentrical force, why I am telling shear and why I am telling tension, జాగ్రత్తగా ఆలోచించండి. So when this bracket is subjected to load, your bolt is like this. bolt is in this way, right? So when it is subjected to force with some eccentricity like this, your bolt will have a one force which is vertically downwards, because whatever the force acting here, one force should transfer vertically down and the other force will transfer with some eccentricity, P into E, isn't it? So one is a direct force. This direct force making your bolt under shear. Why? Because your bolt is like this, your force is like this, which making bolt under shear off. Kada? Right. Let me draw the picture. So this is your column bracket, right? And this is your T bracket, right? Your bolts are placed like this. So what happens? One force should always transverse vertically down like this. Okay, E force అనేది vertical గా down గా transfer అవ్వాలి. When your bolt is in this way, right? When the force is like this, so what bolt will have? Will undergo shear, right? Because force is parallel to the axis. అవునా? So by that shear force అనేది ఏంటి? Direct shear force అన్నమాట. How to calculate the direct shear force? Direct shear force V can be calculated as force by, again, n number of bolts. In the same way we can able to calculate the force which is acting on the each bolt. Understood? Clear? So this is how you are going to calculate the shear force, right? Clear? So next you have to calculate the tensile force. So why I wrote like this? So because this is the force which is acting, and this force will transfer vertically downwards to the joint. This is called bolted joint, right? So this is the force and these are the number of bolts which are connected. So force by number of bolts will give the direct shear force which is making your bolt under shear off. So this is the direct shear force. Okay. So this is how you are going to calculate the direct shear force. Right? Okay. Next one, tensile force. ఇది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అమ్మా. Tensile force is very, very important. So let me draw the diagram again here. Okay, right. So let me draw the number of bolts. ఇలా bolts ఉన్నాయి, right? So this is your force and this is the eccentrical distance, right? So ఇక్కడ నేను P ఎందుకు ప్లేస్ చేస్తున్నాను? See, ఇక్కడ మీకు అర్థమవుతున్న షియర్ ఫోర్స్. వై? See, whatever the eccentrical force should first transfer vertically downwards and next one it will be a momental force. అందుకని ఒకటి డైరెక్ట్ షియర్ ఫోర్స్ ఉంటుంది, ఒకటి టెన్సైల్ ఫోర్స్ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. దిస్ డైరెక్ట్ షియర్ ఫోర్స్ మేక్స్ మెంబర్ టు షియర్ ఆఫ్ అండ్ దిస్ ఫోర్స్ మేక్స్ మెంబర్ టు ఎలాంగేట్. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఈ బోల్ట్ ఏమవుతుంది? దిస్ బోల్ట్ will elongate like this due to what? Due to moment. ఈ moment వల్ల bolt ఏమవుతుందమ్మా? This bolt will try to elongate like this. Okay, elongation is happening due to what? Tension. అవునా? Clear? So the elongation of each bolt due to this. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, మీరు ప్రాక్టికల్గా ఆలోచించండి. When this bracket ties to bend, each bolt will try to elongate. Elongate అంటే ఏంటి? This is in terms of tensile bending అని అర్థం. Okay, so bolt will elongate like this in terms of tensile bending. ఒరిజినల్గా బోల్ట్ ఇలా ఉండాలి. సో అదేమవుతుంది? ఈ విధంగా elongate అవుతుంది అనమాట, రైట్? elongation డ్యూ టు టెన్షన్. అందుకనే నేను టెన్సైల్ ఫోర్స్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నాను అనమాట, రైట్? సో హౌ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ దిస్ టెన్సైల్ ఫోర్స్? క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసే ముందు మీ అందరికి ఒకటి తెలియాలి. సి ఇన్ దిస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్ అమ్మా, కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్కి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్. వెన్ దిస్ కనెక్షన్ ఈజ్ సబ్జెక్టెడ్ టు ఫోర్స్, ఎక్కువ ఎక్కడ స్ట్రెస్ ఉంటుందో చెప్పగలరా? విచ్ లొకేషన్ విల్ హ్యావ్ మోర్ స్ట్రెస్? When it is subjected to eccentrical force, can you tell me which portion is having more stress? So this portion is having more stress, avuna? Rather than on the top, this is having more stress. Ante enti? Whatever the force acting, this force will transfer to the column flange from particular point. That point is called line of action of force under. Okay, so that point is called this. ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో దిస్ లైన్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ యాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఫోర్స్ అంటారు. ఓకే, సో దాట్ మీన్స్ దిస్ లోడ్ ఇంటూ డిస్టెన్స్ మూమెంట్ విల్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఇంటూ ద కాలమ్ ఫ్లేంజ్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ పాయింట్. ఈ పాయింట్ నుంచి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. This point is called a line of action of force under. మరి ఆ పాయింట్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది తెలుసా? That will be at a distance of, very important, h/7 distance లో ఉంటుంది. Clear? Then what do you mean h? h అంటే from this to center of the last bolt, not end of the plate అన్నమాట. Center of the last bolt నుంచి కింద end of the plate వరకు distance ని h అంటారు. Clear? So this is overall height, and this is the height where the line of action of force takes place. From this point, your force will transfer into the column flange. Clear? So this is what I need to understand, right? h/7 is nothing but what? The distance from the line of rotation where the load transfers from bracket to column flange. And this h is nothing but overall height from end of the plate to center of the bolt, end bolt, ee bolt yokka center varaku. This is called h height anamata. Okay, now let me write the total tensile force in the bolted connection. Total tensile force in the bolted connection. ఇప్పుడు ఈచ్ బోల్ట్ మీద యాక్ట్ అవుతున్న టెన్సైల్ ఫోర్స్ ఎంత అంట? T is equal to m dash into yn by summation of yi square. Idi formula. Okay, so there is no derivation. Straight away the formula was written as like this, where t is equal to m dash into yn by summation of yi square. నేను ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ప్రాబ్లం చూపిస్తాను ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తారు ఏంటి అనేది. ఓకే, నో వరీస్. ఇన్ దిస్ వాట్ ఈస్ m dash అన్నీ ఏమిటో రాద్దాం. m dash is nothing but moment of resistance by bolt. దేనికి? ఇన్ టెన్షన్. అంటే ఈచ్ బోల్ట్ యొక్క మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ అనమాట. అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ yn? yn స్టాండ్స్ ఫర్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్. అంటే ఇక్కడ yn ఏంటో చూపినా, yn ఏంటి? టోటల్ హెచ్ కదా. ఈ హెచ్లో ఈ h/7 డిస్టెన్స్ ఏంటి? లైన్ ఆఫ్ యాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఫోర్స్. ఈ రిమైనింగ్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంది చూసారా, ఈ రిమైనింగ్ డిస్టెన్సే yn. h minus this distance will give the distance of yn from the line of rotation. That is yn. Okay, and next what is yi? Very important. Yi is equal to distance of each bolt from line of rotation. అంటే ఈచ్ బోల్ట్ యొక్క డిస్టెన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ బోల్ట్ డిస్టెన్స్? ఈ బోల్ట్ డిస్టెన్స్ నుంచి, ఈ సెంటర్ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి, దిస్ ఈస్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ బోల్ట్. మరి ఈ బోల్ట్కి ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ టు హియర్, ఈ బోల్ట్కి ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ టు హియర్, ఈ బోల్ట్కి ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ హియర్ టు హియర్, ఈ బోల్ట్కి ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడి వరకు. ఆ ఒక్కొక్క బోల్ట్ యొక్క డిస్టెన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ని వి కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ yi. yn అంటే ఏంటి రిమైనింగ్ డిస్టెన్స్, yi అంటే ఏంటి డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఈచ్ బోల్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్, m డాష్ అంటే ఏంటి టోటల్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ బై ద బోల్ట్ ఇన్ టెన్షన్. అండ్ దెన్ హౌ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ m డాష్, m డాష్ కూడా ఒక ఫార్ములా ఉంది, I will write on the formula. So m dash is going to be calculated like this, is equal to m by 1 plus 2h by 21 into summation of yi by summation of yi square. Okay, see even there is no formulas were given in the code, ivi manam mind lo pettukovali, we have to remember them. What is m? P into e by 1 plus 2h by 21 into summation of yi by summation of yi square. So this is m dash. అర్థమవుతుందా? So substituting this m dash in your tensile force formula, you are going to calculate the tensile force. This tensile force should always be less than or equal to tensile strength of the bolt. This shear force should always be less than or equal to shear strength of the bolt. అర్థమవుతుందా? Then it is safe. Then it is safe. Individual ga your tensile force should always be less than the tensile strength of the bolt. Individual ga your shear force should be less than the shear strength of the bolt. Combined ga, this is the combined condition. V by Vd whole square plus T by Td whole square should always be less than or equal to 1. This is the combined shear and tension condition anamata. Okay, so in this way we are going to do the eccentrical bolted bracket connection type 2. So let me show you the same thing in one example. Okay, నేను ఇప్పుడు ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ప్రాబ్లం చేస్తాను, దాని ద్వారా మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది how to calculate the tensile force and how to calculate the shear force. Okay, let me take one example. ఇక్కడ డయాగ్రామ్ డ్రా చేస్తాను చూడండి. కాలం, right? So this is the bracket. Okay, force 100 kilonewton, eccentricity is also 100. Okay, let take an example like this. P is equal to 100, E is equal to 100. Okay, right. Now number of bolts place cheyali kada, illa place chestam. Okay, like this. Any bolts unnayamma? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 ఉన్నాయా? చూడండి ఈ మోడల్ చూడండి. వాట్ ఎవర్ ద బోల్ట్స్ ఐ ప్లేస్ హియర్, ద సేమ్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బోల్ట్స్ ఈవెన్ ఐ నీడ్ టు ప్లేస్ ద అదర్ సైడ్ ఆఫ్ ద వెబ్. వెబ్కి ఇటు సైడ్ ఎన్ని బోల్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇటు సైడ్ కూడా అన్ని బోల్ట్సే ఉండాలి. అర్థమవుతుందా? క్లియర్? రైట్. సో దాట్ యూ నీడ్ టు కీప్ ఇట్ ఇన్ మైండ్. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 బోల్ట్స్ ఇటు ఉన్నాయంటే ఇటు కూడా 7 బోల్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి. రైట్? ఓకే. సో నౌ let me write down the distances also. The distance of each bolt is pitch distance from the center of the bolt to end of the plate is called edge distance. నేను డిస్టెన్సెస్ కూడా రాయనివ్వండి. 30 50 నా ఇష్టం. ఓకే, I took my own values like this for explaining you. 50 50 50 30. Okay, what are these? These are called distances of each bolt. 50 is the pitch distance, 30 is the edge distance. Clear? అర్థమైందా? రైట్. నౌ హైట్ ఎవరైనా చెప్పగలరా? వాట్ ఈస్ హెచ్? హెచ్ అంటే ఏంటమ్మా? సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ బోల్ట్ టు ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్లేట్, ఇది హెచ్. హెచ్ ఎంత? వాట్ ఈస్ హెచ్? ఓవరాల్ హైట్ ఎంతమ్మా? 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 5 30, 300, 360. 360లో హెచ్ ఏం చెప్తున్నాను? వాట్ ఈస్ న్యూ మీన్ హెచ్? హెచ్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్లేట్ టు సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ ద బోల్ట్, ఇక్కడ వరకే. ఓకే, సో ఎంత అవుతుంది? 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 5 30, 300 ప్లస్ 30, 330 మాత్రమే. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ 360. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ ద బోల్ట్. ఈ బోల్ట్ ఈ సెంటర్ వరకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ద హోల్ డిస్టెన్స్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ హెచ్. క్లియర్? అండర్స్టూడ్? రైట్. నౌ let me calculate the line of rotation from where the load will pass through the center of the line of action of the force to the column flange. దాన్ని ఏమంటాము? h by 7 కదా. what is h by 7 value? 330 by 7. can you tell me what is the answer? ఈ వాల్యూ ఎంత చెప్పగలరా? ఎంతమ్మా 330 by 7? So it is almost around 7 7 5s are 35. Okay, so around 50 goes 48 point something kada. So let me tell you right answer. 47.14. 47.14 mm. Clear? h by 7 distance is 47.14. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో లైన్ ఆఫ్ యాక్షన్, లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ డిస్టెన్స్ 47.14. 47.14 ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? ఈ ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ దాటిందా లేదా? ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ యొక్క డిస్టెన్స్ ఏంది? ఎడ్జ్ డిస్టెన్స్ 30. సెకండ్ బోల్ట్ ఎంత? 50 + 30 80. అంటే ఈ ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్కి సెకండ్ బోల్ట్కి మధ్యలో ఉంది లైన్ ఆఫ్ యాక్షన్. కరెక్ట్గా అక్కడే డ్రా చేయండి. like this. So this distance is 47.14 h by 7. అర్థమవుతుందా? 47.14. మరి రిమైనింగ్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఏమంటారమ్మా? రిమైనింగ్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ yn. వాట్ ఈస్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ yn? yn is nothing but 330 minus 47.14, 282.86. Clear? So this is line of action of rotation. ఇక్కడ నుంచే లోడ్ అనేది దీనిలోకి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. క్లియర్? రైట్. సో h by 7 is the distance, yn is the remaining distance, and h is 330. Okay, so this is the example which I took. Now let me calculate the shear force and the tensile force. Okay, so what is the shear force formula? First one, direct shear force formula ఏంటమ్మా? P by N. What is P? 100. N అంటే number of bolts. ఎన్ని bolts ఉన్నాయమ్మా? It is not 7, it is twice of 7. ఎందుకు? ఇటు 7 ఉంటాయి, ఇటు కూడా 7 ఉంటాయి. 2 into 7. Understood? That is what n. N stands for n number of bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on one side, and the other side is also 7. So both sides kabatti 2 into 7. Okay, so this is the direct shear force. Enta 100 by 14. 7.14 kilonewton. Ante each bolt is carrying a force of 7.14 kilonewton in terms of shear force anamata. Okay, right. Next one. What is the next one? I need to calculate the tensile force. What is the tensile force formula? For calculating the tensile force, first I have to calculate what? M dash. I need to calculate M dash kada. M dash calculate చేద్దాం first. M dash calculate చేయాలంటే ఏమేం కావాలి నాకు? yi కావాలి, yi square కావాలి. So let me calculate first yi. What do you mean yi amma? Yi ante enti? Yi is nothing but distance from the center of line of rotation of the bolt to the center of each bolt. ఒక్కొక్క bolt యొక్క distance ని yi అంటాం. From the line of action of the force. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి. ప్లీజ్ కాన్సంట్రేట్. yi is nothing but distance from the center of each bolt to the line of action of rotation. చాలా క్లియర్గా చెప్తున్నాను, మళ్ళీ చెప్తున్నాను వినండి. Center means 15 added. No sir. Center means 15 added. No sir. Center అంటే ఏం సెంటర్? ఏం సెంటర్ అమ్మా? సో నథింగ్, సెంటర్ అంటే సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ ద బోల్ట్, ఎందుకంటే ఎడ్జ్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఎప్పుడు పిచ్ డిస్టెన్స్ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ ద బోల్ట్ టు సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ ద బోల్టే ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, ఈ ఎండ్ నుంచి ఈ బోల్ట్ సెంటర్ వరకు 330ఏ, ఈ సెంటర్ నుంచి ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్లేట్కి 30 అనమాట. ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ హాఫ్ అమ్మ, బోల్ట్ సెంటర్ నుంచి అంటే ద డిస్టెన్సెసే. ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ 15. సో నౌ YI అంటే మళ్ళీ చెప్తున్నాను, డిస్టెన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ ఈచ్ బోల్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్. ఓకే రైట్, YI క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నాను అన్ని బోల్ట్స్కి. ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తానో చూడండి. 2 times ఆఫ్, ఎందుకు 2 times పెట్టాను, ఎందుకంటే నేను ఈ బోల్ట్స్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నాను అంటే ఈ బోల్ట్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి అటు సైడ్, అందుకని 2 times. నేను ఈ బోల్ట్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నాను అంటే ఇటు కూడా బోల్ట్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి ట్వైస్ ముందే బయట పెడుతున్నాను. 2 into ఈ ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్కి రండి. ఈ ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ కన్నా పైన ఉందా కింద ఉందా? లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత? 47.14. ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ యొక్క డిస్టెన్స్ ఎంత? 30. అంటే లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ కన్నా కింద ఉంది కానీ పైన లేదు, అంటే ఈ ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ అనేది మనం కన్సిడర్ చెయ్యము. అర్థమవుతుందా? YI మీనింగే అది. YI ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ టు ద సెంట్రాయిడ్ ఆఫ్ ఈచ్ బోల్ట్. అర్థమవుతుందా? క్లియర్, అది మీనింగ్ అనమాట. సో ఇప్పుడు రైట్, ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ అనేది రాదు, సెకండ్ బోల్ట్కి రండి. ఈ సెకండ్ బోల్ట్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఎంతలో ఉంది? కింద నుంచి 30 + 50 ఎంత? 80. 80 - 47.14. జాగ్రత్తగా చూడండి. 50 + 30 80 - 47.14. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద సెకండ్ బోల్ట్. ఎందుకు ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ నేను రాయట్లేదు? మళ్ళీ క్లియర్గా అర్థం చేసుకోండి. ద ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్. ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ అనేది లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ కింద ఉంది, పైన లేదు. దట్స్ వై ద ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ ఈజ్ నాట్ కన్సిడరింగ్. ఓకే, సెకండ్ బోల్ట్ ఈజ్ కన్సిడరింగ్. వై? బికాస్ సెకండ్ బోల్ట్ ఈజ్ అబోవ్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్. సో దట్స్ వై 50 + 30 ఈజ్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద సెకండ్ బోల్ట్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి మైనస్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్, ఎందుకంటే లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ నుంచి కాబట్టి మైనస్ చేస్తున్నాను. ప్లస్ థర్డ్ బోల్ట్కి రండి. థర్డ్ బోల్ట్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ థర్డ్ బోల్ట్? 50 + 50 + 30 కింద నుంచి ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్లేట్ నుంచి మైనస్ 47.14. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ నుంచి డిస్టెన్స్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, ఫోర్త్ బోల్ట్. 50 + 50 + 50 + 30 - 47.14. రైట్, నెక్స్ట్ ఫిఫ్త్ బోల్ట్. 50 + 50 + 50 + 50 + 30 - 47.14. క్లియర్, అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా అందరికీ? నెక్స్ట్ బోల్ట్, సిక్స్త్ బోల్ట్. 50 + 50 + 50 + 50 + 50 + 30 - 47.14. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ లాస్ట్ బోల్ట్, సెవెంత్ బోల్ట్. 50 + 50 + 50 + 50 + చూడండి 1 2 3 4 5 6 రావాలి. 50 + 50 + 30 - 47.14. అయిపోయిందా? అది. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ హౌ ఐ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ద YI వాల్యూ. క్లియర్? నేను మళ్ళీ చెప్తానమ్మా, నో వరీస్. చాలా మందికి ఎక్సెంట్రిక్ కనెక్షన్స్ దగ్గర ఇక్కడే కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అవుతుంటారు. వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్, ప్లీజ్ ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్. H is the distance from the end of the plate to center of the first bolt, I mean last bolt. H/7 is the line of rotation distance. Yn is nothing but remaining distance. Okay na? Right, అయిపోయింది. Yi అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటి? Yi అంటే డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఈచ్ బోల్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్. మొత్తం ఎన్ని బోల్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి మనకి? 7 బోల్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఈ ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ కన్నా పైన ఉందా కింద ఉందా? కింద ఉంది. అందువల్ల లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ డిస్టెన్స్ 47.14. మరి ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ యొక్క డిస్టెన్స్ 30A, అంటే దానికన్నా కింద ఉంది కాబట్టి ఫస్ట్ బోల్ట్ అనేది మనం కన్సిడర్ చెయ్యము. సెకండ్ బోల్ట్కి రండి. వాట్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద సెకండ్ బోల్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ బాటమ్? 50 + 30. మరి లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ నుంచి ఎంత? 50 + 30 - 47.14. థర్డ్ బోల్ట్కి రండి. థర్డ్ బోల్ట్ యొక్క డిస్టెన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లైన్ ఆఫ్ రొటేషన్ ఎంత? 50 + 50 + 30 is the overall distance minus 47.14, which gives the distance from the line of rotation. and next fourth bolt, fifth bolt, sixth bolt, seventh bolt, right? Like this, I am going to calculate the yi distance of every bolt like this. So this is which I am going to get the yi value. Okay na? Mari next one, yi వచ్చేసింది. ఏం yi ఇది? ఒక్క బోల్ట్ యొక్క yi కాదు, సమ్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ yi. అందువల్ల సమ్మేషన్ అని పెడుతున్నాను. Okay, understood? So because I didn't calculate distance of only one bolt, I calculate distance of all bolts from the line of rotation. That's why I am making a summation of yi. 2 into అని ఎందుకు అంటున్నాను? Because your bolt holes are on both sides of the web. So ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి, ఇటు కూడా ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి 2 times. That's why 2 times I took in the early of the calculation itself. Next, what is the next parameter? The next parameter I need to calculate summation of yi square. Summation of yi square. మీరే చెప్పండి అమ్మా, yi square ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తారో? సో సింపుల్, 2 into yi square అంటే ఏంటి? దీని స్క్వేర్ అనే కదా అర్థం. 50 plus 30 minus 47.14 స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్, ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ ఇంత పెద్దగా రాయట్లేదు, ఐ విల్ డూ ద సమ్మేషన్. 50 plus 50 100, 100 plus 30 130, 130 minus 47.14 whole square plus this one 150 180, 180 minus 47.14 whole square plus next one 230 minus 47.14 whole square plus what is the next one? 280 minus 47.14 whole square plus what is the next one? 100, 200, 300, 330 minus 47.14 whole square. ఎందుకు ఇక్కడ సమ్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ y square అన్నారు కాబట్టి I made everything square, and whatever the value I get, which will be summation of mm square. So these are the two critical things which I need to calculate, and rest of everything will be easy. చూడండి, సమ్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ yi వచ్చేసింది, సమ్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ yi square వచ్చేసింది. Substitute these two values in the formula. P అంటే తెలుసు. What do you mean P? P stands for force, E stands for eccentrical distance, by 1 plus 2 into h, h ఎంతమ్మా? 330 by 21 into summation of yi. What is summation of yi? Whatever the value you get here. What is summation of yi square? Whatever the value you get here. Okay, that is how you are going to calculate m dash. M dash calculate అయిన తర్వాత finally I need to calculate what? Tensile force. What is the tensile force formula? Tensile force T is equal to m dash into yn by summation of yi square. This is the formula of tensile force. M dash, how you get m dash? From this formula. What is yn? Yn is nothing but distance from the line of rotation to the last bolt distance, last bolt center. 282.86 వచ్చింది మన ఎగ్జాంపుల్కి. అది సమ్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ yi స్క్వేర్. సమ్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ yi స్క్వేర్ ఆల్రెడీ నేను ఇక్కడ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాను. క్లియర్? దట్స్ ఇట్. దట్స్ హౌ యూ నీడ్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ దిస్, అండ్ దిస్ షుడ్ బి లెస్ దాన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు TD ఉండాలి. దెన్ యువర్ member is safe. Clear? So this is how I need to do the problem. అర్థమవుతుందా? రైట్. సో ఇదంతా సాల్వ్ చేస్తే మీకు YA వస్తుందమ్మా. నేను ఇప్పుడు సాల్వ్ చేయడం ఎందుకు, మీరే చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ, దిస్ ఇస్ ద బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వేర్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద ఎవ్రీ కాన్సెప్ట్ క్లియర్లీ. రైట్? ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ అబౌట్ ద bolted eccentrical connections. Okay, so today we have solved two problems. One is on bracket which is connected on the column flange, and bracket which is connected from the end of the column flange. Okay, so ee two problems మనం ఈరోజు two design theories మనం నేర్చుకున్నాం. Okay, very very important amma. In the first model your bolt will be subjected to direct force, and next one the bolt is subjected to twisting force. In the second model your bolt is subjected to direct shear force, and bolt is subjected to tensile force. So by that, here you have to design your bolt under shear and tension. Here you have to design your bolt under direct force and twisting force. That's it. Okay, This is what the final conclusion which I want to make. అందరికి అర్థమైందా? Everyone, see, very important concepts amma. So from this you definitely get one question in GATE, and very important even for IAS examinations also. ఓకే, మీరు కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వకండి, ఇంట్లో ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకే, సో ఫైనల్లీ ఐ విల్ కంక్లూడ్ హియర్ విత్ వన్ స్మాల్ స్టేట్మెంట్. బోల్టెడ్ ఎక్సెంట్రిక్ కనెక్షన్స్లో టూ టైప్స్ ఉంటాయి. వన్, బ్రాకెట్ connected from face of column flange. Next one, bracket connected from end of column flange. In this, bolt will be subjected to one, direct force. Second one, twisting force. Here bolt will be subjected to one, direct shear force, other one tensile force. అర్థమవుతుందా? సో హియర్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు గో విత్ కంబైన్డ్ చెక్. హియర్ ఆల్సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు గో విత్ ద కంబైన్డ్ చెక్. ఏంటి కంబైన్డ్ చెక్? సో విచ్ ఇస్ రిజల్టెంట్ ఫోర్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు రూట్ ఆఫ్ ఇది F1, ఇది F2, ఇది V, ఇది T. F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta తో చెక్ చేయాలి. ఇది V by VD whole square plus T by TD whole square should always be less than or equal to 1. ఇది ఫైనల్ నేను మీకు చెప్పాలనుకుంది. రైట్? సో దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ we designed now. Right? So bolted external connections are classified into two, where the bracket connected from face of the column, bracket connected from end of the column. So when it is connected from the face of the column, your bolt will be subjected to direct force and twisting force, and you have to check the resultant force like this. And your bolt will be subjected to direct shear force and tensile force, and you have to check your combined shear and tension. Dinni combined shear and tension under. ఓకే, ఇది రిజల్టెంట్ ఫోర్స్ అన్నమాట. రిజల్టెంట్ ఫోర్స్ షుడ్ ఆల్వేస్ బి లెస్ దాన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు VDSB కన్నా తక్కువ ఉండాలి. ఇది లెస్ దాన్ 1 కన్నా తక్కువ ఉంటే చాలు. రైట్? సో ఐ హ్యావ్ డన్ టుడేస్ క్లాస్ అమ్మా. సో వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో ప్లీజ్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్ యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ మీ నౌ. ఐ థింక్ ఐ మేడ్ క్లియర్ ఇన్ ఎవ్రీ ఆస్పెక్ట్. How to calculate the direct force, how to calculate the twisting force, how to calculate the shear force, and how to calculate the tensile force. Tensile force కి నేను ఇప్పుడు ఏదైతే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పానో ఇక్కడ, ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ని మీరు కూడా ఒకసారి చూసుకోండి జాగ్రత్తగా. దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ బి వెరీ ఈజీ. ఓకే, ఎనీవే ఐ విల్ ట్రై టు సెండ్ దిస్ నోట్స్ టు యూ. ఓకే, సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దాట్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు జస్ట్ గో త్రూ. ఓకే, రైట్? సో కెన్ యూ ప్లీజ్ ఆన్సర్ గైస్? ఆర్ యూ అండర్స్టూడ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్? So tomorrow what I do is I will start because we should take enough time to discuss all this, and tomorrow I will start with the welded eccentrical connections. The same how we did for bolting, the same way we have to do for welded also. Okay, so we will take enough time to discuss that on. So welded eccentric connections we will discuss it tomorrow. Please guys, can you answer me? Are you fine with this? Have you all understood? So those who are watching, please try to answer. Vaishnavi, Esther Samuel, Mohan Jumbarti, Shashi, Srinivas. Okay, sir. Right. You understood. Praval, you understood. Very good. Clear? Is this clear? Okay. So please go through these again. So by that you can understand easily. Right? So let me start with the welded connections tomorrow. Welded extended connections. Okay. So any doubts? So please ping me through WhatsApp. I will give explanation on that. Right, Tirupati? Right, Amma? Anusha Reddy? Understood? మీకు క్లాస్లో కూడా ఇవి చెప్పలేదమ్మా ఇంకా అందుకనే ఈ వీడియోస్ మీరు చూడాలి సో దెన్ ఓన్లీ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ క్లియర్లీ అనుష మీకు అర్థమైందా ఈ టూ బోల్టెడ్ ఎక్స్టెండ్ కనెక్షన్స్ క్లియర్గా అర్థమైందా guys please respond anyone else okay right see you tomorrow then yeah